So the NELK boys, for those who don't know, for reference or background information,
5 million views.
the actual fact of the matter is they're big YouTubers. They started as like pranksters.
Okay.
So they were like the type of pranksters that related more to like frats. They might have even been a part of frats in college. I think that's how they started. They're from Canada. So they would do like pranks and stuff with like at colleges, and like it was always on YouTube, and it blew up, and then eventually they formatted it to like TikTok and like other type of platforms. But they grew very, very big as a brand, you know, and that's their main like fan base is like the frat boy, and to be honest, the white frat men, white frat boys. That's their essence, right?
Yeah.
But individually, they've had their moments. Steve, he's had his moment. Damn, why am I forgetting his name?
Yeah, so am I.
God, Kyle. He literally is on Instagram, Kyle. Like he owns that username. That motherfucker got lucky. But they've been very close with Dana White, and a lot of controversial people. And they've always had this affiliation or like just fanism when it came to Trump, especially Steve. Like Steve loves Trump and like this whole sort of situation. And I've always like, that's sort of been like my only like thing with them is like, damn, like you guys could be so influential and like so like, because they have such a major fan base, especially now during the Canada stuff that we were discussing. Like they're Canadian and like it's clear in their accent. But they never discussed nothing about the Canadian like truck convoy. They didn't nothing. I'm like, yo, you guys could have been so influential, but it's like they stick to what they know.
Right.
That's why they dropped alcohol, because they know they could sell alcohol, because like they're the frat. They stick to what they know. So you got to respect them business wise, right? And one of the biggest, if not the biggest, business play they've made was actually landing an interview with Donald Trump. It got connected with Dana White. So like I said earlier, they're friends with Dana White, the UFC CEO. And Dana White, for those who obviously don't know, is one of Trump's close friends. And I guess they hooked it up. It was a surprise interview on YouTube. It appeared. I was like, this can't be real. I thought it was fake. You click on it, and it's a real interview. But within 24 hours of the interview being up, I think even less than 24 hours, we have Kyle posting this video. Press play real quick.
So 5 million views in 24 hours. YouTube has just deleted our Trump podcast episode.
Look at that.
Trump was right. Trump was right.
And he says Trump was right because if you watched, look at this is the claim and stuff. Yeah.
We've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times. Misinformation. Yeah. Their policy was we think the video violates misinformation. We remove the following content from YouTube. Yeah,
that's whack.
Yeah. So when it comes to this situation, it's okay. There's a couple sides to it. First, for starters, Trump did say during the interview, I watched the interview, he did say like
it was gonna get taken down.
Yeah, and especially at the end of the interview, he kept kind of pressing that like, hope you guys are ready. Like and they thought like he was like, they were like, no, it's not. We'll be fine. It's gonna be up. He was like, no. What if when it gets taken down, prepare for yourselves.
What if he was the one who reported the video and got it taken
for some
down?
Clout? Oh man.
Hey man, listen. Hey,
that would be horrible.
I wouldn't put it
Trump,
past,
bro.
Yeah, that's real shit, man.
Because it's gonna hopefully not. But that would obviously, if I'm him, would be a dope play to be on some like, portraying his agenda, which is a true agenda to some extent. I agree with the censorship.
Yeah.
That's been happening.
Yeah.
Right now, we dealt with it when we spoke about the COVID situation, right?
Yeah.
Which we can't even say that word, it feels like anymore.
No, with the whole vaccine shit and everything.
Oh my, we were talking about that, and the video got taken down on YouTube, the podcast, and I was like, holy shit, I had to re-edit it and put it up again. I'm like, wow, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And then again, Trump here, he was discussing COVID, and he also was discussing, which I think kind of probably was more of the issue, the voting situation, where he was still claiming that it was a false vote, the poll counts, that was still inaccurate, that he should have won. He was still heavy on that.
Still on that shit?
Still on that shit, right?
My bad, bro.
It was like, you gotta let that go. In my opinion, you gotta let that
shit,
shit go.
Surrender.
Let that shit go. Like you can kind of pull a couple strings of the other ones, but that one, let that one go.
The only thing I seen from that video and shit is like him talking about if he was president, the shit with Putin happening right now wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that?
I mean,
man, I wouldn't trust he operates in a much more emotional state.
Hell yeah.
So I think he jump out the window and do some shit that would affect this country
100%
in a very major
100%. 100%.
When he said that shit, that's just straight out of his ass type shit.
Yeah, and it's like at the same time, it's like you're gonna say that to like appease, I guess, your crowd, or like what if, but it's not what if, and it's not, it's not possible. You're not the president. And even they even told him like, what if you were to call him right now? Like, can you call Putin to like kind of help the situation? And it was like,
done some work with Putin. Like, they have a relationship.
They have a relationship. So they were like kind of saying like, maybe you can trying to help the country. You can kind of, you're not the president, but you can kind of, can't you call Putin? And he was like, no, but like he didn't want to get involved. But it's like, damn. So, but you still are, former presidents still have influence. If you still claim yourself to be
represent this
his
country,
friend and everything,
that's
and
your friend.
Shit,
like you kind of could do something,
here.
right? But I don't know.
Still dick riding shit though.
It's like that's such a crazy situation, man. Crazy situation, and the similarities with them is like they live and die by what they believe in, Trump and Putin, because Putin has not backed down with the situation.
Stubborn.
It's very stubborn, and Trump was the same way and still the same way, to the point that every time he appears, Twitter, no one can even tweet about him. No, nothing. YouTube, it gets taken down. Yeah. But then there's two sides to that, whereas like, yes, if it's some idiocracy, you would imagine like, oh, I thank God, I guess it doesn't exist. Yeah. But at the same time, we're censoring shit that it's like, it has to exist. Like, we can't expect everyone to sort of think one way, because at the same time we're going to become, that's like some China shit, and that's how we can't even talk about China, because the whole video might get taken out too. But that shit too,
bleep that shit.
But it's like start becoming very more communist like, and very like very conditioned, right? And we don't want that. So at the same time, it's like, yes, he does say dumb shit, but when you're doing shit like this, like if you do watch the full interview, there's moments of dumb shit, especially when he started talking about the voting shit at the end. But in the beginning, he did have way more of like a I guess you could say objective perspective on things, and I expected. I was like, oh, okay, this is actually a decent interview. Okay, I don't fucking like this guy, but this is actually okay. This is watchable. I get it. Okay, it wasn't very much like of a right leaning or left leaning. He was very like, the war is bad and this is horrible. This is an atrocity. Blah blah blah. So I like that. I'm like, okay, finally some sense is coming out of this guy's mouth, right? And at the same time, it's a business move. Like, if they're making money, they know this is gonna be the biggest interview, which it already was after it came out. They had interviews with Mike Tyson, a lot of viral ones, but this one already was the most viewed within 24 hours. I wanted to just see like this exists, and let's say a year from now, like how much more views they're gonna get. Like, this could be 100 million viewed in an interview, because it's the concept of YouTubers, this generation of YouTubers combining with major right-wing politics at an all-time high, which is we've never seen. So I was like, I just wanted to see this sort of play out, but YouTube nipped it on the butt right away. This moment happened, and now it's erased from YouTube. But for those who are interested, it's on, I think, fullsend.com. It's like their merch site. You can watch it for free, because they created their own almost like Patreon or like OnlyFans type of thing, NELK Boys, like on their own website. So you pay for content, which is dope, but it's like, I was like, damn, but they're going to make people pay for the interview, but the interview's free. That's the one free thing on their website is the interview. Wow. So you can watch the Trump interview.
Get mad views.
Yeah, they know. They know. It's like, dope. They try to silence us this way. Let's do it. Put it over here.
They gon' love me for my ambition.